So, if you've been following the news or social media, you've heard a lot going on with the Holland America Zaandam. Now, just in the last 48 hours, there has been a lot of stuff happening. And I'm going to tell you everything that's going on that we're getting directly from family on the ship currently. Stick around and we'll tell you what's been going on. Hey everybody, welcome to Cruising with Charles. So before I get into what's going on the Zaandam, let me get this out of the way because right now social media is just filled with so many negative comments. You know, it's fine to have your opinion. I encourage comments and make a comment below. I encourage that. But let's remember that there are human lives at stake here. So we still need to have a little bit of compassion and humanity, whether or not you agree with it. And if you do want to just be an internet troll, you're not going to get an emotion out of me. I'll just delete it. Sorry to say. I will just delete your negative comments. Now, let's rewind. First, this cruise left March 6 out of Buenos Aires, or however you pronounce it. Not a linguist, I'm not good in Spanish. And it was on a voyage going around South America to Valparaiso, Chile. Now, some passengers on this had already been on it prior and were continuing the voyage. Some, my family, got on the cruise ship March 6th, and they weren't due to get off the ship until April 7th in Fort Lauderdale. So this cruise was originally planned to go to Fort Lauderdale. Now I know some of you are first going to say, well, it was dangerous to cruise then. Yes and no. If you go back and actually look at what was going on March 6th, the CDC, you know, I'm not a medical professional, but when the CDC tells you it's safe to cruise, just make sure you wash your hands. When they're putting out guidelines to the cruise industry to make sure people are washing their hands, make sure nobody's got a fever and nobody's sick getting on the cruise ship, when those are the guidelines, and government officials, not going to get political, both parties are telling you, live your lives, travel. You're not told not to do it. You discuss it, you make a decision. Is it safe to go? Is it not safe to go? It's a personal decision. But when government officials, the CDC is saying it's okay to cruise, you're going to go. Most people are going to go. Now, after March 6th, things started changing rapidly, very rapidly in North America and South America. This ship actually made it down to the Falkland Islands. They did an excursion, and after that, it all changed. Cruise line suspended for 30 days. So this ship was already on a voyage when this 30-day, we're canceling all cruises came out. At that point, they were trying to disembark the ship. Chile was not allowing them. They had restricted all air, land, and sea travel. They weren't letting anybody off the ship. So the next thing to do was to figure out where they're going to go and where they're going to disembark. They already have a ship full of passengers that the CDC said it was okay to do. That's where we're at with this. They've had nowhere to go. They've been stuck at sea. Now let's fast forward to where we're at today. Unfortunately, as of today, 4 people have passed away. 4 passengers have passed away on the ship. Passengers have tested positive for the coronavirus. Right now, the ship is sitting outside the Panama Canal next to the Rotterdam, and they're in the process of moving passengers who are not sick onto the Rotterdam. The last update I just got was they're starting with passengers over 70 years old, then those in inside staterooms, and then they'll probably be finishing getting off whoever is not ill that's in balconies, ocean view. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. The Rotterdam did meet up with the Zaandam last night, and they did transfer over medical supplies, medical personnel, and COVID-19 test kits. Rotterdam had come out of Puerto Vallarta, and it moved pretty quick down the coast to get to this ship. Now, the other night, the Zaandam had a big secret covert mission. I had been tracking the ship regularly through all the ship tracking websites, and noticed that the ship had made a hard right towards Ecuador. Not sure if I'm pronouncing the town right, called Manta, Manta, Ecuador. Ship stopped right offshore. To me, the first thing I thought of is they've had a major medical emergency and they've got to get somebody off the ship. Well, I was wrong. Apparently, from Ecuadorian newspapers and from what we've heard directly on the ship, there was some sort of covert mission where some humanitarian aid was flown into Ecuador and in the cover of night taken out to the ship. Because the next day, before the Rotterdam met up with them, they had the N95 mask to pass out to the passengers. Quite interesting. Right now, the ship is still in limbo. Nobody knows what's going to happen. There's a lot of rumors. Last I read was the Panama Canal was not going to allow a ship through the canal if it had any sick passengers or anyone that had tested positive for the COVID-19. I don't know what's going to happen with the Zaandam if they're leaving all the sick people on the Zaandam, those that were close contact that are in quarantine, and the crew members. I don't know where this ship's going to go right now. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of discussions. Florida's not going to allow them to dock. They might have to go to San Diego or Los Angeles. Mexico apparently has opened up their ports to cruise ships for humanitarian reasons only. So there's a lot of we don't know right now. Internet, phone service has become very limited with the ship. Everybody's trying to communicate with families. The media is trying to reach in. It's a crazy situation right now for the Zaandam and the Rotterdam here real soon, as they're taking on the passengers that are not sick. I'll keep you updated as I get more information. Like I said, my parents are currently on this ship. They're both healthy. I feel horrible for the families that have lost loved ones. I mean, these type of South American cruises are very expensive, and these are bucket list cruises for a lot of people. And it's just sad to hear that anything tragic has happened, but that's where it's at right now. I know these passengers, especially my family and their friends that are on the ship, are just looking forward to getting back to the United States right now. They're ready to be in quarantine. They'd rather be in quarantine in the U.S. on shore right now than in a stateroom. All right. If I get any more information, I will let you know. I'll put out another video. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you get updates when I put another video out. All right, until next time, I'm out of here.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be.